That's awesome. And I mean, it's sarcastically as well.
It's at least like, is at least good and worth doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony, can
So-
you hear us?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Yes,
Hey.
I can. Hi.
So
All right,
Brian,
we just need
Hello.
one more committee member,
my husband,
and then we'll have a,
and he
quorum.
does the My Disney Experience app.
Does he work with Kelsey McCulloch?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me not swear.
Just- Yeah, it is recorded. Yes, it is recorded.
So
Sorry, yeah, it automatically did that, so.
it's fine. You might need to cut off the first like.
Oh, no, once I joined, he said, hello, that's when it recorded. Did you say something? Oh,
Just
okay.
like 30 seconds ago.
Okay. No,
Maybe you should say it again, just in case Copilot didn't catch you the first time.
yeah, that's good.
Like
Yeah, please
really,
repeat that, please.
sometimes you just gotta lean into
That
it.
flipping.
Ah,
So I
Oh, good, we have a
was photographing the Montessori school today and I slammed my finger in between
hello,
the
hello,
thing.
hey.
And all these kids are here
It's
and I
going good,
go,
my friend.
Mother Bender. So I swore on my cat today
Yeah.
because I
Ah.
jammed my.
Injections and.
I
thumbs.
see.
Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry about your
They were
finger.
locked in place.
Oh, trigger thumb? I've had that. That's
It was awful. It went on for 5 months and.
I had it here for, I don't know, 7 or 8 months.
Oof.
And the doctor kept being like, oh, it'll relax. I'm like, dude,
Well, it was that, and then like there was pain anytime I did this motion with like any sort of pressure,
you gotta,
sharp stabbing pain. Yeah.
yeah.
So Jean saw me like my right hand was completely out of commission on Monday. Like it was like in so much pain, and then today's better.
Yeah, I slammed, this was the finger I slammed. And my fingers are already janky and arthritic anyway from my psoriatic arthritis.
Okay.
And so when I was closing a thing and it slammed and I was like, and all I saw were stars and I said, Mother Bender.
Pain is very unlike anything else, and it's very.
Well, and my fingers already hurt. Like I'm constant,
Yeah.
they're in pain.
And there's just no such thing as no swelling or inflammation. It's just constant.
But on a plus note, I don't have the cold that affects me even worse. So
Mm.
take your pick on which thing.
Some people the cold's better.
Yeah, it is absolutely better for mine. Hey puppy, can I see you?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get tangled up
Alright.
around the things?
So Anthony, can you hear us?
I can, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll give it, all right, so Anthony, just give you a heads up. We got, John, we got Kate. We got Katie, we got Jill, and we got yourself. So we got a quorum. So we're gonna start again. We're gonna start now. Okay, my friend?
Sounds good.
Rock on.
John, whenever you're ready, my friend, we have a quorum.
No owner member comments, anyone?
I know, that's why I was like,
Alright, so we're gonna call the meeting to order, Wednesday, November 5th, 5:30. Attendance, we got me, Kate, Anthony online, there's Jill, you, who are we missing?
Rod has not been here in months.
Still,
And Sue was here last month, but is not here this month.
Wait, Rod was here last
Claire,
month too, wasn't he?
Claire.
Missing Claire.
Claire basically is never gonna come.
And
Or she doesn't remember. And then she's
or
also,
anything, but that's why I read it down.
she's also leaving from November 15th to like January 50th, so.
I would like to leave for that time period.
All right.
The agenda,
A motion to adopt the agenda.
favor. Aye. Have it.
Yeah, Anthony's in favor.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony.
Listen, I can't raise my hand. You won't see it.
Everyone had a glance, at the previous meeting minutes, everyone. go-
I have not been able to get into my emails, but I don't know about it, but it's.
All right, take your time. If you guys want to look over it quick, let me know if there's any changes.
Motion to approve the Tuesday, October 14th meeting minutes,
I will second.
all in favor? Aye.
Anthony's in favor.
Thank you, Anthony.
Aha.
We're so efficient.
We are. We are.
All right,
Except when it comes to actually getting.
number 2, dog park funds discussion. So I know.
How much money do we currently have again? Is it still 17?
Yeah,
It hasn't changed?
Yes, for the record, yes. It'll be $17,160.46.
Woo-hoo.
So I know we discussed getting, some items, I think it was from the last one, if I remember correctly. I know we discussed doing some shading and then getting maybe a smaller quote for the,
Yeah, and we were gonna get quotes for the shade as well. Yeah. Did we get any?
So we were looking through, with what we saw, the shade structure that we were talking about, there's no way we have it in the budget to do that with shipping the product and also permitting. It's just gonna go beyond our budget. So the thing is,
Just curious, how much would it be
well, it went from like 9,000 to 12,000
to,
well, that's what it kept going up.
Oh.
So it just went up from there. So what I just saw recently today, it was like a 9,000, then it was a 12,000, then it was like, oh, correct. And then when we start looking into the permitting, that's where it's like, oh, okay, so here we go.
how
This is
much do
where,
permits cost? I don't know.
Well-
anything about it.
the lawyers and the BS that come with it is usually what's expensive. Yeah, the permit application is like
Billable
30 or 40
hours.
bucks. It's just like the, you have to pay for the outside inspection, which is getting go with the legal red tape is usually the expensive part.
but what I was thinking, and this is what we can discuss and maybe, we can think of something else, but I know we were talking about shade structure. Management recommendation is thinking like maybe we can order more benches, right? Those little metal benches we have.
We're gonna sit. on
And
the
getting,
bench?
getting umbrellas behind it, like we have, certain seats have that now.
That's true.
Because one of the benches that you guys were saying we should have a shade structure for, it has a bench. We just
Yeah,
put in an umbrella and they can put it down and up. Yeah, so we will cement
Are
it
these,
into the
are
ground.
these gonna be umbrellas that can tilt? Cause when the sun,
We could look into
I
that.
mean,
Are
the sun
you,
rolls around, so,
Yeah.
So-
although the benches I don't think are,
No, you can submit.
yeah, no, I meant, is it,
like an arm?
is it an arm so that you
Oh.
can tilt it and make it go like? Just curious, I don't know how.
They want
Yeah.
If we're there, we can do it with, you have that guest that's gonna leave it open and leave and the one's gonna catch it, So-
Exactly.
Well, that would happen whether it was a straight pole or a pole with an arm so you could tilt it. Yeah,
Well, whatever we put in, it's gonna be cemented. That's gonna be something.
yeah,
we will
absolutely.
definitely-
It
Yeah.
would need to
we
be
won't-
cemented.
It won't be like the pools where it's under a weight. It's gonna be cemented like. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe we do that. Maybe we get extra benches. Because I was also looking at,
I was gonna say, how much?
well, it's when the tree, so if you look in the small dog park is the worst part is where those trees that, I don't know what type of trees they are, but when it gets cold, all the leaves are off and then you just got like,
That's what most trees are like.
no, but the ones that, yeah, but if you
That's how
look at,
trees come.
no, they come, but
And I
what
was-
are, I don't know what they call it, but they go down quicker than the other ones. Yeah,
the, I mean, the shade concern is more in the summertime anyway. I think
Okay.
this time of year, it's
okay.
much more reasonable outside versus like,
Face of the sun hot in
Mhm.
July,
Okay.
August.
and if those umbrellas have to be put in a stationary position, like we should aim them in
Right,
the direction of where the sun is at the hottest.
at that
point of the
time,
day.
yes.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was going for,
Yeah.
not getting there all the way.
I knew what you meant.
Got it. Any thoughts, Anthony?
No, I think it's good. Yep, I'm on board. I'm pretty neutral on it, so I'm happy to be in support. The only question I had was like when it came to the cementing down into the ground, what was the cause for cement instead of just having like a movable one?
So it doesn't fly away in a storm.
Also liability for somebody coming in like,
Restaurants can get.
Well, we have them on the small dog side. We have, I think, one, maybe two, and they're not cemented. They're
Yeah.
I don't think that's sanctioned, to be honest.
Anthony, let me get back with you on that. I will double check, but I could have swore the ones that we had at the dog park were. I could be wrong. I will double check. But I think
I
if
mean, I
if
could
it's
be wrong
not,
too.
then we should.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
like, I'm not against cementing, but if we're so concerned about the cost for like permitting and everything for like a shade structure, I just wondered, do we need to cement? Because that seems like a cost that maybe isn't
From my
necessary if it's
perspective,
happening in the small side.
I don't think it really adds that much of an extra cost.
I
Like
was gonna say digging a hole and sticking the
like,
thing and
those
throwing.
are the-
Shouldn't
Those are
be.
like the big, like round bases for them, usually have some kind of weight to it anyway, and get back
All right.
probably hundreds of bucks or something. You know, like, it's, I don't think it's that much of a, I mean, could be wrong, but I don't think it's that much of a cost.
Okay, so can we?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not against it. It's fine. Yeah, I
So
was just
can we
curious.
get some quotes on a couple of, a handful of 6 or so umbrellas
Sure.
and see what that would look like as well? And maybe there's some ones that are super like wide so that
Mhm.
like it'll be,
Okay. And benches, right?
huh?
And benches,
Yeah, I
more
mean,
benches for the.
yeah.
Okay.
And maybe we don't look at round umbrellas, maybe we look at rectangular umbrellas, so you can put one umbrella over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess since we're on the budget, so I would say just a quick kind of like from everyone here. So I know when we initially started this, it was a matter of, we wanted to do like the pet spa, the memorial, the agility stuff, some shade stuff, and now it looks like we're kind of down to agility, umbrellas as a temporary.
I think we should still do the pet memorial area.
Yeah.
Because that we don't have to do a whole lot for that. Maybe we we brick it like on the ground or something so that it looks a little nicer and is a little more like,
So with that being said, so before we decide on what to do, so we have 17. I would say, let's say, what is ballpark the memorial and then the umbrella's gonna cost, and then I'll let them know what to do with the remaining. I'm assuming we're gonna be somewhere around
so
10 to 12.
in the memorial area, I would want to see a couple, like 3 or 4 benches. We could put them like on the edge kinds of things, so that one timeout area. The one with the tree is probably the best one for that.
You talking about the one on this, no, that's
Whichever one has the actual tree in it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's the one on this.
I think it is the one on, but even still, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
accessible to both sides anyway. That would be the one I would think where we should put the memorial. Some benches, maybe we'll hang something so that they can put collars and leashes on there, I mean, yes, you can attach them to the fence, but I'd probably want to not attach them directly to the fence.
It degrades the integrity of the fence.
Hey, just
I
I just wanted
Yeah.
to share a thought.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Just a thought that's occurring to me. I am in favor of a memorial, but I don't know about like hanging. I guess I get concerned about putting too much in for the memorial because this is like I don't know, like how do I put this? Like it's a dog park that, we're coming in for fun and we want our dogs to play around in. And I think if it becomes too much or too big of a thing, it might just start to feel like kind of like a graveyard kind of section, like right next to a dog park. And I don't know, maybe I'm just picturing it wrong, but if it becomes too much, I get concerned about it might change the
So,
feeling of the entire place.
What we're thinking of is like that rainbow bridge that got washed away from wherever it was in the Carolinas, where people who were local to the area had walked their dogs, and when their dogs passed, they would put their actual collar on the, like, all along the bridge. And it was a long time coming before it was filled with collars and all. This is only going to be for people who actually bring their dogs to the dog park. And I mean, I don't feel like it'll have that big grief thing to it. I know what you're talking about, for a
Yeah.
very long time to come.
Okay.
I'm fine with either that or, so I thought about getting, I've always thought to myself, like, when Bo passes, I thought about getting one of those bricks or.
Oh, I'm totally getting one when Maligas, but that was my thought about, that could be another area that we sell bricks for.
I like that. C-spins, I mean, we were just in Texas all weekend, just foaming at the mouth to get back to them. And it's, yeah, I mean, 'cause I would say, it's like, at least in my mind, I don't envision this as being like a huge thing, because like I was like.
No, I just want a place to come hang out.
Like, it's still in timeout, there's just like some stuff on the wall.
Well, there's still the other time
Yeah.
outside as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering too if it's like like before we pave it, do we want to see how many people want to sponsor brick for?
And put it there.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking like regular bricks and then you can replace them over time, because how many bricks have we sold along the brick walkway?
Like total?
Yeah, like,
Oh, you gotta count them, but as far as I got,
yeah, but I mean, we don't sell bricks often, like, they don't buy them. We still haven't sold all of the little plaques to go on Maximus. And, I mean, those are $500 a piece, but even the $100 that we charge for the regular bricks, we haven't. Like, the walkway isn't that long.
Yeah. I think it also just becomes like a cost barrier too, where like $100 is a lot of money to some people and nothing to others.
True.
so if we don't brick it, you guys think maybe, I don't know if you guys wanna do rock? Like those rock,
I was just thinking something to make it look a little nicer, and so it's not
Yeah.
all muddy after a rain
Yeah.
and, you know.
Um,
I think rock will end up in the same problem we did when they got the big rocks and it was.
Unless we do like a nicer, smoother, large rock,
Well, you can't-
like,
Those are,
I think it has to. the very-
Like a river rock?
side With the tree. Working with all the roots and stuff is gonna be a.
that's all.
it's gonna be a constant maintenance issue.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I'm fine either way. To me, it's just kind of like, I like
Why
that.
don't we look into doing it without any paving and just like, we can always do that later. It's not like we can't.
I'm totally for that. My only thought is if we're talking about the budget, I would say, okay, this is what we have. We need to at least kind of earmark,
Yeah,
like some, like, hey, this is kind of what we ballpark on umbrellas, this is ballpark what we have set aside.
oh,
Maybe we can look at-
absolutely.
And then,
So I think what I'd like to see
Mhm.
ideally in the memorial area is like 2 to 3 benches, probably 2. But
so 2 benches, okay?
yeah, I mean, 2 or 3 benches, they're probably not gonna be super giant, so there's plenty of room in there for benches. And then, something that not necessarily is on the fence, but just a thing where you can attach collars and whatevers. Whether that's a little wooden structure or that would have to be replaced, or something metal that you could just loop a collar on.
the only other thing I thought when it comes to the budget, is there any, I said, is there any kind of other event we would maybe want to host as the dog park, other than like? the
We can-
anniversary?
We can propose any events we want. That's all. And I think in our charter, it talks about doing 2 events a year.
Okay.
So,
We have the Pups and Pints coming up, right? Is it January, February?
Yeah.
it's the end of January
But, I was thinking, like, we should do like.
as the,
Community
yes.
outreach kind of event, or even just participate in other, like, we could tell, I don't know if, if the Christmas stuff was like for one night, or like a week.
So-
Down there, do something, or,
we can get a booth for almost any event we want. In addition to Food Truck Fridays, we can also have a booth. We just have to let you guys know ahead
Mhm.
enough of time. And we have to decide what we're gonna do at it. That being said, events that we have done in the past, we've participated in, obviously, Posh Pooch when it was Posh Pooch, and then Pups and Pines when they changed it to that. We have hosted our own parties at the dog park twice now. We have also participated in the Halloween event, that's Spooky Soiree. We had a tent at that and we sponsored some stuff for that. When we hold our own events, we're in control of all of it. We can do
Yeah.
it. When we participate with somebody else, we have to get buy-in from whatever, like the special events committee, in order to do things like sponsor the costume contest. Or sell beer, which is, or give away whatever. So like, we just have to understand like the expectations on, if it's our own event, we can do it.
it's like, kind of like in the back of my head. It was just like, should we do a charity thing as a committee? Should we do our own event, and then see if we're gonna do some kind of community outreach? Is it better, like you said, to host with us where we control it, or to like, I think Puffs and Pints is great. Love it. Love our participation there. But like, we did something that's not a dog event or dog centered event. Would we get more community feedback for like people like, oh, hey, we have a dog park here. We could use some of that budget to give out you know,
So,
like some kind of logo stuff, something like, oh, you know.
So things we-
These things out, like the logo or whatever, be like, hey, we have a dog park and celebrate.
things we can consider doing are like when they do movie nights.
Yeah.
So maybe we talk to. Is it? the
Well, it's
special-
events. We still got to get the permission.
Right, but maybe we talk to them about sponsoring a movie night and we show a dog movie. You know what I mean? So that we work together with whoever it is and we show, you know. Millions of fun dog movies,
Solid.
Santa buddies or something stupid.
Now, when you want sponsor, now when you say sponsor, you saying like taking like,
I think it's all in line with like the budget, so like
Okay.
we have 17. And like we need to use the whole word I've heard from everyone.
But we don't have to spend all of it.
No, but like,
We should have plans for it though.
that's what this is.
Yeah.
Like, let's be perfect. So we want to allocate this to shade, we want to allocate this to the memorial, we want to allocate some funds where like, you know, I don't want to spend it all and be like, hey, can we get like some
But we could,
bags logo or whatever, so we can set up a tent here and give out stuff, or do we have $1,000 so we can get?
but do we want to give it out or do we want to sell it?
I would give it out, to me,
For some things, but
Yeah.
also there's not to say we can't also get sponsors. Wolfgang could sponsor things. They have done that before. I know at least a few other people that would sponsor stuff. Amy has donated ice cream. I've donated photos. So there's definitely a group of people who would help us sponsor an event and so
Yeah.
that it's not all fully coming out of our little budget as well. So, I mean, when I say we have $17,000, it took us, how old is the dog park now?
oh my God, like 2016, I think we.
It's taken us
Sorry.
8 years to raise that $17,000. So, yes, we want to do stuff with it, but also we don't want to, like, not have a way to replenish if that's our,
But I think, well, I think for like some of these events could come in too.
Yeah.
I like that idea. 'Cause right now, I would say if it's just a little allocation we get from the HOA and a little bit of sales we get from the tote bags and stuff, then if we did like another community, like we could even, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing like a dog park fundraiser and like we could get people, we could do like a Disney auction. There's a bunch of people that know.
we've done lots of, well, we've done a number of dog park fundraisers in that, like, when we raised some of those funds, we sold banners
Yeah.
that went on the flags at the dog park of people's pets. And then when it was done for that season, they got to keep their, right, like, but there's some people who are like, I'm all about that, but then there's other people who are like. Then we've also done things where we sponsored, painting the fire hydrants with cute designs on them. So for I think it was $250.
I think,
I think it was $250. You could, so we had two artists who painted the different two of the fire hydrants. And they were good for, I don't know, 6 months or something, and then they got repainted plain again.
Okay.
So these are awesome ideas and I love them. And maybe we should plan to do 2 parties a year.
Like, if we are going to plan an event, we need to be meeting more than once a month.
Oh, 1,000%.
Because this is like, I mean,
It's slow.
I feel like we're very much having the same conversations every
Yes.
time.
it's the whole budget thing. It's like, we're trying to make sure we are happy with what we're spending our money on. So we don't feel like we just wasted all our money for this. So if this is something you guys want to do, I can try, it's trying to find the space is what's kicking us right now. That's why
To
we're,
have an event.
no,
Or
to
to
have
meet.
to meet.
Oh.
I sort of time. So
Speaking of teams.
I'm,
Yeah, I don't mind.
we did-
wait, so
Get
you
back to
rather,
my email.
I'm all, oh, yeah, I know. Well, I'm all about doing the teams too. So if you do digital, you
It
said,
doesn't play nicely on any
Okay.
of my Apple devices, so I.
we don't have to be at a location. We can do teams. We can do
I mean, hey,
virtual.
that's what I'm doing. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
working
that's
pretty
right, yeah,
well.
right?
The last thing I would say is probably we need to say, okay, so what's our floor? The budget with that in mind, with it took so much longer, it was like, okay, let's say like 30% of that is like our cap, so like, yeah.
Yeah.
4,500 is like our bottom line, I mean, there's
Some money left in,
Committees, yeah. What I think, so,
so can we get some prices on benches for the memorial area and something to loop the colors around? And that's one of the things that we would like to consider. The other thing we would like to get is some prices on rectangular umbrellas, since the shade structures are cost prohibitive, and a couple of extra benches. I don't know if we need them for both parks, if there's spots in both parks that can use them, so then,
Extra bench in the lawn. I don't think.
I just think we just need an umbrella for that one in the corner there.
Is there is there a bench over in that corner? Then, yeah, then
Okay, so,
whatever we need.
so we're saying two, we're saying like two in the
In the
memorial and
memorial.
then maybe two in the small dog park? That we're,
Yeah, that's probably legit.
that's not gonna happen. So here's
They're
the,
gonna be orange and blue, so suck it up.
or we can use a budget to get new chairs. No, so,
Just
okay,
remember, there's cameras.
there's cameras, man. Don't make me have to look at these cameras and be like, who painted this? Cause I'm like, after a busy day, I'm coming in like, oh, something happened with the dog park. What do you mean? Here we go. And I see you in a mask. Like, okay, I can see who scanned in, man. Come on.
In a mask.
So, yeah. Okay, so our plan is to get quotes on benches for the memorial, something to hold the collars. And then we're looking at rectangular umbrellas
Uh-huh.
and then a couple benches for the small dog park. Now we're thinking, okay, whatever money we have left. Now, we do have to consider the sand, like we are.
That's
we are-
ours to.
That, we gotta replace sand, so we need sand, okay? So that's another thing we'll have to use our budget for. And then, all right, so now we got that cleared up. So we're talking about what we're gonna somewhat spend, once I get the quotes. What else are we looking at a budget? So you're talking about merch. We're talking about merch maybe?
For the sand piece, I mean, dogs are starting to get eye infections again from what's in the air, in the digging. They were getting eye infections from the dirt before it was resodded too. So dogs are getting eye and ear infections, so we do need sand like as soon as humanly possible.
Okay,
So how much sand do we need to put in?
Another 50 bags.
No. I'd like to fill
How
up.
big are the bags? Are they 50-pound bags?
Yeah, like 40.
I have to get a quote from, Exquisite or something, okay.
I would like to get, cause I showed you that, storage container, the garbage that used to have the dirt.
Yes, yeah,
This in the bottom. I'd like
Yeah.
to just get another one of those and keep some
Yeah.
contained in there, cause we can replenish it.
We talked about
Well,
that. You were supposed to get us a
yeah,
container.
well, I'm dealing with maintenance for that, but here, hold on, this is what I gotta talk to you guys about. It wasn't, correct me if I'm wrong here, Jill, but I thought it was dirt that was in that box. It wasn't our sand.
It was dirt.
So
but
we're
we want
doing,
to-
but we're putting dirt still in there, or we wanna put our place
No,
in?
we- Stand in there.
You wanna put the sand in there too?
So that when,
So, no,
so
we
they
need
can
new
replace
Okay,
if there's
go
spots.
ahead, Anthony.
Are we talking about the sand pit? It has
Yeah.
sand in it. Is that
So,
what you're
so
asking?
Anthony, yeah, so Anthony, so what we're talking about, so we have the sand pit that needs more sand, right?
Yeah.
Talking about how the sand could be contaminated because it's getting the dog's eye
Right,
infections.
yeah. Yeah,
Now,
so the
you
regular maintenance,
guys,
we gotta replace it.
yes. So, now the
So do we? need
box
get
that we
rid
used
of
to have the
sand?
dirt in, we used to have a box that we would have dirt, so
Okay.
when there was a
Oh,
hole
I
in the
didn't know we had
ground
a
that we
box
would
of
fill
dirt.
up the
Okay.
dirt, yes. So last meeting, we were talking about, getting another box for that. Now, my question to everybody is, at one point it was dirt. But we were talking about putting sand in it. I want to make sure we're clear that we're putting either dirt or sand in that new
Sand.
box. So we're all saying sand.
I would say,
Yeah, I think
What's the
sand makes
purpose?
sense, because that's,
Well, what's the purpose of putting sand in there when we're just gonna replace it in the, it's not like,
it's like right now, if it had some sand in there, we could kind of slowly,
replace it over
Yeah.
time.
the dirt.
It's cleaner, it's like
No,
the,
no, I'm not arguing over sand over dirt. I'm arguing that the dirt was always in there so that we could fill in the holes that the dogs dug all around the park.
oh, yeah. I think that's still.
We don't really have hole problems anymore, like.
Because we had.
Because we have the sand. We have the sand pit.
So then my question is, do we just want to get rather than keep sand in a box? Do we just want to have a periodic, like, standing order that we pay for of every 2 months or 3 months, we actually just put a top off level of sand in, rather than keep a box of sand and
Yeah.
that will,
I'm fine with it. My logic is, every now and then, like right now, you'll have one dog that'll dig deep,
right?
you know, and then there's other dogs, and it's quick to just grab a shovel and throw a hole.
That one?
Basically, yeah, this one.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, would it be more
Yeah, I see what
more
you're saying, Jill.
effective. Huh?
I see what you're saying, and I want to add on to that, when we installed this sand box, it was with the understanding that we would have to do the regular maintenance of completely changing out the sand. So I am on board with, if we have to do that, do we really need the top out sand, or do we have that regularly scheduled sand replacement? But I think it has to be the replacement. Like, we have to also get the old sand out of there and
Old
replace
sand's
it with
pretty much
new.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it-
well, it's not. I mean, some of
Yeah.
it has been spilled out onto the grass, but I mean, the sand, it's still just going to be there. Like, it's not. It does have to get like dug out and replaced. Like, that was, I thought that was the understanding when we installed the sand pit, because that was like the recommendation, right?
I don't think it needs to be dug out.
So how much
Well,
sand,
if we
How
don't dig it
many-
out, then what are we really replacing?
The
Like, what
stuff
are
that's
we
been
fixing? Because
lost.
if we're talking about like dogs with like eye infections or whatever, it's because, that sand is dirty. But it has to, like, we can't just put more sand in there. Like, the
I
old
have a
stuff has to
question.
get removed.
So I have a question. First off, is the sand actually the thing that's causing the eye infections, or is it because the sand is all the way down to dirt now?
Dirt.
Well,
And so
In
the
either
dirt's what's
case,
causing.
like, the sand does need to get replaced.
I don't think so.
'Cause-
Yeah, because.
Yeah, well, that's.
I'm just
go on,
confused.
sorry.
It's,
Yeah, hold on. So when this was installed, I think we're all gonna be understanding it's just like as much as the dirt used to carry everyone's dog and car and home out.
Mhm.
Sand's kind of doing the same thing. So if you look around the sand pit now, there's like 2 or 3 feet of like the sand that's kind of mixed up with the grass.
Okay,
Now to Katie's point, as it's getting lower and that dirty dirt that was prior to the sand pit giving eye infections,
right.
dirty ball, all that kind of stuff. Now that's starting to get mixed in with the sand. I would say, to me, to change the sand, it would be different if we had like a subfloor underneath it, but we don't, it's dirt. And from what I would feel is if it was an easier replacement, say, hey, let's change the sand, I'd be like, sure. But I think the process of celebration, getting quotes, getting a contract to do that, someone comes dig it out, they're gonna tear up the
Right.
shitty ass wood walls that were put
also
there.
the.
To me, it's just an ongoing thing. We got the sand, it's been about 6 months. So you could say, okay, about once every 6 months, it needs a top off.
So how many how many bags of sand do we need for a top off? How many bags of sand does
I'd say about a third of what it was originally purchased. My
You-
logic would be, you probably need about 2-3 inches of sand.
so, so let's find out, first off, how much sand we filled in the box originally, because then we added sand to it because it wasn't enough, if I remember.
Yeah, it didn't have anything in it.
We added sand and then it wasn't enough sand, so we had to get another load of sand.
Yeah.
So I would
Hey,
want to,
Before we move on, like, I don't want to leave this topic yet of the replacement of the sand.
Yeah,
we're
'Cause
not.
I do think we need, go on, Ben, I'm sorry. But I do
No,
want to.
no, we're not leaving it completely. I'm trying to understand, like, if we replace the sand, how much we
Mhm.
need to purchase to put in when we don't know the volume of sand that's in there. Like.
Right,
what
so yeah,
started.
we need to figure that out for sure. But I guess what my stance is I don't think this is an optional thing. Like, it does need to get replaced. And like, it's with any sandbox, like if you had a playground that had a sandbox, like that sand has to get replaced, physically removed, and new sand put in once or twice a year. And that's like, searching online, that is what they say.
So
Um,
the issue though, Anthony, is that we don't have a floor, and the thing that's
Yeah,
causing the infection is not the old sand, it's the dirt from the ground.
Well, it's
So
not
we need
necessarily
to
like
install a
the
subfloor.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm not necessarily talking about like the eye infection itself, but I I think there needs to be that plan of there has to be a time when the sand gets completely replaced. The old sand has to get dug out. And I will be honest, that was my understanding when this sand pit was built. And I believe I was on the committee for that this would be a regularly scheduled part
Yes.
of maintenance. So I guess I'm
question-
surprised it wasn't. And I think that needs to get addressed.
I'm for it. My opinion is I think it's gonna be one of those things like the dollar sign is gonna dictate it, the cost of adding to versus like digging out and completely replacement.
Yeah, and
So
I
I-
understand
It's
that
gonna be very
too.
close to the cost of building the sand pit. Yeah.
So I have a question. Is it possible to like treat the sand that's in there to kill whatever bacteria is causing eyeball issues? I don't know. I don't know anything, so I'm just asking.
So what you have happen is your dog's pee in it. Your dogs run around in the mud, the dirt, and they be.
So they're just tracking stuff in and out. and-
Stuff. I think every dog that puts a toy in their mouth brings it to the sand pit, so it just gets like bacteria and funk. Yeah, it gets rain, it gets, this, it's just, it's outdoor. But I do think like, what I would say. Ideally, because I mean, we can run the numbers, but I think what you're gonna see is the cost of doing a dig out replacement is gonna be high.
So,
That is the original plan, great, then I'll say, okay, is that our budget, is it Pearl's budget?
That would be our,
it's our budget because
anything,
we put the sand pit in,
so for the record, guys, anything we do for this sand pit
is ours.
is our budget.
Yep.
It's coming out of the dog park. So we can do whatever you guys are deciding to do, but we would have to get bids. And then depending on what has to be done, that will be out of our funds.
How
So,
much was of the budget?
I-
in the sand pit?
I gotta look and, I don't want to do a ballpark because it's always off.
so
Um,
I have questions for you.
But to Andy's point, I would say, ideally, what I would think is. Whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I would say we need to plan that, going back to the budget and say, okay, we need to have top offs in between, and then every so often, we say, okay, well, every 18 months, 12 months, 24 months, whatever, it needs a dig out replacement.
But here's my question with the dig out replacement, is if we do not have a pre-established floor, how do we determine
How far
how
you
deep
dig?
we go down?
So basically, the pit's there.
But if they're doing a dig out replacement of the top, because obviously we know the sand is now mixed in with the dirt, right? So if we're doing a dig out replacement, how deep do they need to go in order to, because then the.
I would guess that they would need to go to the bottom of where the ties are.
They install it, they just.
Right, so my guess would be to the bottom of the wood walls would be the bottom of the pit. So here's the things that I want to see before we like decide what we're gonna do. How much sand did we put in the box originally? And that includes like the extra sand that we had to put in because we knew it wasn't, because we realized it wasn't enough. So what's the total volume of sand that goes in that sand pit? How much would it be if we have to like replace it all completely, like dig it out, replace it, a quote on that? But also that aside, how often do we think we're gonna need to top it off? So is it quarterly that we need to plan for 10 bags of sand? And if so, do we want to get a quote for that every like automatically, like every 3 months, there's gonna be a top up on the first week of whatever the month is? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like actually put it in.
And they're doing the pest control and all that.
Right. So can we get that kind of information?
I'll look.
Once we have those details, we can actually decide, do we replace everything every 2 years and plan it to try to raise funds for that? Do we, look at doing an assessment on the dog park people that would just be that kind of thing? Like, how do we want to like raise the funds to pay for this amenity that we've put in that regard? So those are the kind of questions that we need to think about. And also, all of this, by the way, is just a recommendation to the board. So we're gonna say, hey, this is what we'd like to do. We would recommend that to the board that we spend our money in this way. So that's what I'm wondering.
Um,
On a related note, because I believe we did have this discussion, and my email for the dog park doesn't go back far enough to see where the minutes are from the discussion where we talked about the sand pit. Is there a
The
place on the
minutes-
celebration site or somewhere that I can find that?
Yep.
Yes, all of the minutes for all of our meetings for the last, I don't know, however long, should be on the celebration.fl.us website. Under committee meetings or something, there's a place for it. I
It's
can look
already-
it up if
okay.
I'm at home.
All right, I'm looking, but thank you.
Yeah, so there might be some I think let's do the quote say, but
But also, let's see if there's a treatment that,
yeah, but I think between top off treatment and replacement, I do think it needs to be replaced, but I don't think it's I can just tell you, if we just did this and 6 months later, where the cost is like, hey, let's take it out, replace it, it's, even if it's not us, the next committee's gonna be like, hey, just go away. Yeah, I'd be like, was that expensive to maintain? I don't think it is. I think we can, to me, we got it, it's new. The sand's getting low, dirt's getting mixed in, dogs are starting to get little things, okay, we need more sand.
Right, but if we're gonna be responsible for it, we should get all of the information and we should be able to plan out for the year how much sand we're gonna need over every quarter. And that way we can get a quote on a bulk amount that might make more sense, providing there's a place for us to store it, like we've stored sod and other stuff around.
Uh,
That is my opinion on the matter.
So it sounds like, to be fair, the Google says, basically you can rinse the sand with water and then apply a bleach solution of 1/4 cup bleach, gallon of water mix, or a vinegar solution. Let it spray it or pour it. In this case, we would pour, 10 to 15 minutes. So it can technically be done
Okay,
on the day of the disinfectant, and then we would just need to rinse it after like 20 minutes.
Today's the first Monday of the month.
Yeah, like when we close
when
up
when
that,
we close the dog park,
but it would have to, so we couldn't do it.
right.
If we,
then-
if something happens, then it's on us, so it'd have to
But it's
be,
the maintenance department, so we need to see
we
if
need to, yeah.
if that works into their schedule with all of the other stuff
Yeah.
we have them doing. And, well, I mean, time wise, are they got one guy doing it, or they have 5 guys in the dog park?
It's control, but I don't think there's really not much programming in this.
I don't think it would interfere, but it's just information that we need so we can make a sound decision.
Yeah, and it's like, I would honestly go with the vinegar solution because it's
Absolutely.
cleaner and easier, and less dangerous for the dogs. And then it's like and they could put it into like an extra long hose or whatever and just.
Well, it's like how they treat the grass with like the little sprayer
Right.
thing is, they could do this.
Yeah.
All right, anything for anyone else with dog park funds discussion? They kind of covered, at least we get a scope of what we would like to use the money for.
Mhm.
Can I go for it? Moving on is gonna be the dog park unleash, sorry, we're discussing.
No, you can- So basically, I just want to, I know we discussed different items, but I want to get at least 3, ideas that this is what we want, so we get quotes on, okay, this is what we like to add.
Also, keep in mind our funds come out for that too, so.
So yeah, so it's something we can like come up, but I wanted to let you guys know, where did I put it in my notes? What we have as far as our items. So
I wrote it
for the
down
merch,
here.
oh, you got, okay, thank you. So what we have now, we have, so this may be a little confusing, but these large magnets came in like a stack. I don't know how many was in the stack, but so we have 20 large magnets that are not in the stack. So we got 20.
Do not stay on a car.
Wait,
No,
Wait,
They should be. I mean, the small magnet's been on my car for.
it literally fell off.
that one-
immediately.
so that's mostly for refrigerators that we're looking at?
I don't,
Is that for refrigerators? Is that what these
I
magnets?
guess so, because like it did not stay on my car.
I gotta use,
so we should talk about the big ones then, because the small one has been on my car for months
okay.
without any trouble.
As soon as I moved.
Like recently or like,
I put it on after.
I gotta test,
Sure,
okay.
Are you sure your car is metal?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a legit,
Little Fred Flintstone wooden.
no, it's all
So-
plastic.
Okay. All right, so, all right, I'm gonna look at that because I have one. I'll throw one on the vehicle.
Legit question.
So we have 20 of those that are open and then I have 3 unopened stacks. So so roughly, that's what we have left of that. We got 13 large bandanas, 11 small bandanas, and 32 totes. So that's what we have.
I think, or at least with that current two. 'Cause I bought I probably had 3 or 4 that took bags and a stack of the stickers. Like, every time there's been like my stuff, I was like, hey, I participate. I would say let's change it up.
Mhm.
Typically what we have and.
My thought, for community, going to your point about community seating, is like, give away what we have and buy stuff that's
Yeah.
more of a premium swag and actually charge people for that, cause like bandanas and like the magnets especially, they don't stay on a car, like.
You're
you
the
gotta
only
use
one
it.
I've heard say that it's fallen off.
I'm the only one who's probably
That's
tried
just-
putting on in recent years.
Like, I would drop like $30 on like one dog.
Yep.
Like, things I think people use like.
See, that's stuff I would never pay for. I would never buy a dog bowl for my dog.
But like, like coffee mugs or like a lot of people use like the lanyards for their ID, like even some kind of like ID case and stuff. Use something that's like, I think we could, do it to your point, if you do an extra product.
We can do that, but I also would not just give away the stuff we've already paid for. Still use it and sell it. We've got new people coming to dog parks all the time who ask for bandanas and ask for things.
I do think that there's
Those were the most popular items
a
that we
plan
had.
made for seating though, of like things that we should be giving away too.
Hey, like, same thing with marketing stuff. People have a hard time saying no when you're handing them something free and then they see it later. And they're, "Oh,
No, I 1,000% could say no if you're handing me some free crap. It's gonna throw away.
But like you see like all the apartment complexes stuff, they give out like little things, pins, whatever,
They charge a lot for rent.
yeah.
They can, I mean, like, they have the budget to give stuff away that's free like that. So I personally would object to us just buying random crap to give away for free, only because how many of us have so much free, like,
I think it's in context, so like, to Kate's point, we'll say, if we're doing, take our fundraisers, take all that stuff out of, like, in a purpose event, we're like, hey, we're gonna do some kind of like celebration, community outreach event, where we wanna kind of like inform more people about the dog park, so let's say we piggyback on the food truck ride.
Right.
Whatever, that to me would be the event, like, hey, we're gonna give away some stuff, like, that's the place to do it. Like, hey, we have a dog park here, like, I see your dog here, have you been to the dog park, and we have this for the community, like, those kind of things, it's like, oh, by the way, here's a magnet, here's. We made some separate print magnets, like, hey, here's the info number to call, like, hey, so you get your dog registered, or like, whatever.
yeah.
That didn't know like, that makes sense, like, your community, outreach. Like, I don't like, more like expensive stuff, and be like, here's swag.
Well, but it's all expensive at this point, just because we have to go through campus customs for it. Because,
Who made that?
so that's because that's who has who has the contract
logo,
with us,
yeah.
it has the logo permission and all of that stuff. So we do have to like,
Campus Customs owns the celebration logo.
I can look into seeing maybe we can
we have to,
elsewhere with cheaper.
other places have to go through a vendor vetting. Cause we tried to do
Well,
that.
it's also too, yeah, it's the logo too. That's what
Yes.
gets us, it's the logo, because we don't really own the logo.
Does Disney still?
So, no, it's all Crower, right? So if you go to another, how you go to like certain shirts shops and you're like, oh, can you put this logo on here? But, oh, do you have the release form for that?
So to me, I guess I separate this a little bit off topic, but I would be like, as someone that's run companies, I'd be like, who on earth in Pro was like, let's put ourselves in a corner with, and I get the idea of trying to support a local campus customs company and be like, hey, you're gonna be like our preferred vendor. But that doesn't mean like, hey, you're our exclusive vendor. 'Cause when I give someone exclusive vendor access, I expect very, very, very exclusive pricing.
Yeah.
You're coming to it from the point though of a business and
But this
No, it is
we're
fun, like-
we're in a celebration, like, we're on a committee for the town celebration, and it's
the
like,
town is not a town. We're
but.
an HOA, which is the problem. So you have volunteers who are running this who don't have
I
that.
get it. To me, it's just, like I said, it's a little bit off topic, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I run a business too.
Meetings by, part of my friends, like, made this decision. Because I totally agree with supporting a local company. I do not agree with, same thing with this, like with the beer, oh, no, the tavern doesn't, why? Why is it just a tavern? Why is it this? Why is it just Campus Customs? Like, to me, it's like if I go online and I wanna make new magnets and they're 30 cents a pop, and Campus Customs was $1.50, I'm like, I'm not using it. But if they're 30 cents a pop and Campus Customs, like, hey, 35. yeah,
They're
maybe.
somehow back to.
But like,
monopoly.
yeah, so that's there puts us in a bad situation as a committee to be like, hey, let's make the best use of our funds and people that donate to these things. And it's like, oh, you have to buy through Campus Customs. Like, I'm sorry, I just call bullshit any day.
So would we like to see if we can kind of,
First of
Let's
all,
not do a logo. We can make stuff and
Yeah.
just pick a font on whatever celebration of
A
it. Shit, like, I guess. I'm sorry, but it's crazy.
I think also like, I mean, like you look, you pull up their website, there's not even a catalog to flip through. Do they even have the products we need is the first question.
So, when we came up with these items, we wish listed a bunch of things, and these items were actually the most requested from all of the people we've talked to in the past X number of years.
Mhm.
So that being said, we went, Nikki or somebody got the quote from Campus Customs that said, this is how much they're gonna be.
Mhm.
That was what we were basing it on. If there's another place that we get approval and vendor whatever's to go through, if I recall correctly, when we did this, trying to get that approval was a hot mess. Because it's not us that can do it, it's the town hall and all that. So they have to like get the vendors to get fill out the paperwork and do all. It's stuff, but it also takes time. So yes, I think it can be done, but it's gonna be up to you guys. It's not up to us. Get to make those decisions.
I think it's worth making the ask because I think you can make the point of like, we don't even know what they offer.
Yeah.
As to like make decisions on what we want to rent because there's no catalog. And B, why have they been able to back us into a monopoly?
I don't think they're a monopoly so much as
If they're the only company we can use to create branded swag, that is a monopoly technically. Yes, Nikki?
Hey, Nikki. Hey.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm just listening to your. As far as Campus Customs, Danny and I can look at additional companies.
Awesome.
Because you're specifically looking at the Celebration Unleashed logo, not the Celebration logo itself. So we'll be happy to look at different companies. Jill, as far as what you were talking about with vendors taking a little bit, it's because when we write a check, they have to go through like a vendor application to get them set up as a vendor. Now, if I'm able to submit payment with a credit card, it's a lot quicker. 1 and 2, I don't have to set them up as a vendor if it's not reoccurring.
okay, cool. That's totally cool if all that is correct. That was not how I understood it to be before, but I could have totally misunderstood. Yeah.
You know,
No,
So
I
we're-
mean, if we
So
can
we're
find
good with
another-
looking.
let's look at, and so I would say, like a nice bag holder, like fabric with a printable logo area. And then ideally with one of those hooks that holds the bags when it's like a W hook that is next to the actual like bags. And it holds the filled poop bags until you get to a trash can instead of having to carry it in your hand.
My dog is Princess Tiny Poo. I don't know anything.
Cujo over here.
I mean, half the time I try to use like one bag for like 5 little poo stops because I have that problem. My dog's less than 8 pounds.
All right, so a nice poop bag.
Yeah.
And then you said a W hook, right?
Yeah, it's like a,
Oh,
if I had access to my email, I would send you the Amazon link, but
I think they have some more premium stuff. The
collapsible bowls, you think?
yeah, the Thompson Bowl or logo.
With the Carabiner.
There's even like other stuff that I think people would just buy. Like,
So, there's a company that does specifically pet and animal swag called animalsinc.com that I have used before.
Okay.
So if you wanna look and see what kind of things, Animals Inc. Yes,
And I think do we have,
one word,
Oh, is it ink like the?
ANK.
and I know like it's not getting off topic, but like for like the swag that we can play, we have Celebration Unleashed stickers.
I think the Argyle stickers are a good one.
No, we don't have stickers, no.
We do not have stickers.
We have-
I love stickers.
We're totally doing like giveaway swag. I think we could totally get Wolfgang and other places to donate treats and we put them like a Celebration Unleashed sticker on it. Would be like.
Possibly.
I also wonder too, if like Wolfgang would sell their chicken chips at wholesale to us and we could bring them
Yeah.
for events.
That's possible as well, so we can ask them for that. Let me make a note, because I talk to Wolfgang like every week at this point.
Okay, so nice poop bags, W hooks, collapsible bold with logo, unleash stickers.
Anything else to the merch?
Anthony, are we good?
Good on this side.
Okay. All right, good.
I know the magazine you were doing, or.
So I wrote no, Rosie was October. Rosie was November, sorry. I wrote it in October for the November issue. I've written, yes, so I don't know what the topic, I do, never mind, I lied. The topic for December was the year in review.
Okay.
So I already wrote it, based on like where's my email? It was based on like the things that we did at the dog park this year. It was, the
Grand reopening of
the grand reopening, the maintenance that we did. We started out with Pups and Pints last, January and doing all that stuff. It's just a fluff article about the stuff for the year. So I won't know what the January issue is gonna be until she tells me what the subject is. And I did include like our committee picture from the party and a handful of other pictures that I picked from the party. And I used a picture of like the dog park when reopened with the sand pit and, that kind of stuff. So I generally try to use pictures of dogs that I've taken that are actually Celebration resident dogs when I do it. So that people, when they see it, they're like, that's my dog. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
Great, so, moving on to 5, upcoming agenda topic.
So this is what I would like to do at each meeting. So if there's a topic that somebody feels like, oh, I really want to discuss this, this is the time to do it. So what I'll do is I'll call each of the committee members, if there is a topic they would like to address in the next agenda, just tell me, I write it down and we can put it at the next meeting. If you don't have anything, juice out, I don't have nothing, and then we'll just move on. So Anthony, did you get that?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And I think I would just like, I know we have some following up on quotes for the sand pit, but I think that's just gonna be my main thing. And I looked at back at the meeting minutes, and I
Uh-huh.
guess maybe I misunderstood because I thought it was part of the maintenance. But I think that does need to be
No, I-
discussed
to
and
be fair.
finalized.
So are we part of the maintenance as like clearing it out or refilling it?
Yeah, my understanding was that it was going to be like a regular replacement, like maybe annually. But I guess it wasn't written down that way, so maybe I misunderstood it. But that is like, I don't know. I think we have to have a plan for the sand. Whether it's
I
replaced
agree.
or filled or whatever, like it has to get addressed. And I think we should probably settle that pretty quickly.
So with what I'm hearing with the committee about the sand and what we want to do with our funds, I think going toward the benches and the umbrella, I think we may have enough for all that and our sand. I think when we start thinking of what we want to do with our funds, we may have to have some on the side for our sand. So I think I'll get you guys the quotes and then we can discuss. And then once I get the quotes and we're good to go, then we will vote for a recommendation on what to do with the funds.
Okay.
So
and
I will
as
put-
part of those quotes, Danny,
Mhm.
just so we have the full suite of information to make a choice from, can we get a quote on what it costs to dig out the old sand as well?
Yeah, I think we already had the other, but I think they.
That was one of the things I asked.
Do we have a
Okay,
running
thank you.
list? Cause I don't even know of
You're welcome.
yearly ongoing things that we need to plan for out of the budget for the dog park.
Out of the committee's
Out of the committee.
funds,
So,
not out of like the regular.
You know, the sneeze recurring, I mean, inside
Yeah.
funds, there could be things like the umbrellas every 5 years are gonna need to get replaced or whatever, like, hey, we can have, that's why I think, like, having a floor on the budget is gonna help the next committee, or
Yeah.
else we're on it, not on it, whatever, but. To Andy's point, yes, it's gonna, someone's gotta kind of push kick that tire down the road and keep it going. But with that, I think we need to plan ahead and say, okay, between benches, umbrellas, sand.
So benches and umbrellas should probably come out of like the regular maintenance fund, I would assume,
What-
because we already have benches and umbrellas there.
Yeah, no, but.
We're just adding some to make it
So what's
That's
there
separate.
now, that is what was put in when-
Initially.
Initially, yeah. So what we're adding on, that's us. So we asked for more shade. We're asking for more benches because we need a bench with the shade because that's what we're discussing. This is
Right.
probably in our budget. So whatever we add, that becomes us. So now maybe eventually it will become
I
part
was gonna
of it.
say, I would want clarification and see if that's something that eventually gets rolled into the dog park, like
Like,
annual
yeah,
maintenance costs. Or if it's an ongoing cost. So sure, we'll pay for the initial thing.
Yeah.
But in 5 years, are we gonna continue to have to like upgrade and stuff over the years? Or does that at some point become rolled into the cost of running a dog?
yeah, like part of the budget of.
Yes, that's my, because I know we already have a maintenance
Mhm.
cost for the dog park already set into the,
Other examples. So right now at the Lowe's in Southwest Orlando, 9 cubic feet, 900 pounds of sand, play sand is at the very expensive price of $40.68.
but where are you guys getting it from? And are you getting it?
Well, that's what I'm gonna clarify. Will this be part of, like, do we have to get bids for the sand? Do we
Right.
need to get, like, can it just be, or we could put, yeah.
So that being said.
So-
The sand is like right now, it's a $100 problem. To Anthony's point, this is probably, I imagine the dig out with labor and stuff, that's gonna be like $1,000, $2,000 problem. But like just to top it off, and we're talking $200, we would have 1,800 pounds of sand, which is the way that we need. 9 cubic feet, I think that thing probably has about, well, like a 15 foot feet. So we need like $50 for the sand. But to Andy's point, we do have recurring costs, especially if we add and do things. And add things that we're gonna do more often, like we do an extra event, donation thing, or even a charity fundraiser of some kind. I'd like to see the park do like its own, something for charity, whether it's like a local charity, like Give Kids a World, or something that's more animal oriented. I think there's a lot of people in the dog park that would volunteer or something like that.
Adoption event.
Yeah, or even.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of what I have to give that's part of what I have to give for Pups and Pints. They wanted a list of like local rescues and a list of other dog vendors and stuff like that. So we could absolutely work with it.
Some of the Disney podcasts, they have a ton of success. Getting, especially if you go to live here, some work for Disney, not to work for Disney, getting donations.
You have friends who watch Disney podcasts? I'm putting a broadcast of them. This is
But that-
completely unrelated to the dog park, but.
I know a lot of, so people spend on like rare Disney merch and
Correct.
understand Disney's like to donate for stuff like that. We have, like, I've met people in Celebration that work for Disney and have access to this kind of stuff. And so we're talking about quick, high value earning fundraisers and this targeted demographic, selling some old Disney shit. It makes a lot of money. But it doesn't have to be that. I'm just saying, but I'd like to see the dogs thing to get back. This is a pretty bougie neighborhood. No one's worried about what they're gonna eat tomorrow. You know, it's-
I have to check the rules, but sure, some of us could donate comp tickets.
I think there's restrictions.
I think,
For being to a
say like,
C3, like I think you have to actually have a charity foundation.
yeah, I'm gonna find out.
Do it.
To the.
Because I vaguely remember trying to do that with something else. Anyway.
But, okay, so I guess,
So add that to the list
Yes.
for agenda topics of potential,
So I'm gonna put that under
charity-
John. John, okay.
Yes, but potential charity things that we can do as a committee. Oh, fundraisers that we can do with the,
I have two other ones I would like to add. One is, one, because I've gotten like probably 10 different people talking about it. It's more of a speculative thing, so I don't know that. The rumor mill is that the pickleball is coming back to behind the golf, the dog park. That doesn't have to be today, but I'll throw that on the topic.
I think the rumor I heard for that was that it's gonna be on the field, not near the dogs.
So,
And that was our concern before.
18-wheeler drop offs and dirt and stuff behind the dog park. And everyone's feeling like pickleball's coming.
so you want to know, if pickleball is going in that spot?
Which lot?
Second question is So I'm happy, like, I'm more than happy at the dog park to be an ambassador for the committee and discuss things. What I want some clarity on, I don't think that translates into me being a dog park policeman,
No,
type thing. And so I get people like, hey, someone's doing this, you need to talk to them, someone's doing this, you need to talk to them. So my go-to is really like, hey, we have to fill out the
Yep.
things.
Uh-huh.
And that's
so
exactly what they
that
should be
as a
doing.
Topic item. Again, I'm more than happy to be an ambassador, more than happy to discuss it, more than happy to add things, like I make notes when people ask things, I'm like, look, we'll bring it up, we'll talk about it, pickleball is one of those things. Is it coming? So I know it was a whole thing a while back, I remember, so.
I was part of the whole thing.
I'll get a
Trust
call
me.
back to you if I need to. Okay, well, what else?
So here's the thing. You do not, no, none of us needs to be police officers. We're not police
Nope.
officers,
We're
right?
not.
So if there's any issues, they are more than welcome to come here and discuss it.
Yeah.
So if there's like, hey, you know what, we need to get more of this, then I have extra spots that they can come and listen. Email or not email, I do post our meetings at the dog park bulletin boards, and it's always different, always different colors, like we requested, right?
Yep.
So they have no excuse not to come and talk about it. Yeah, just let them know, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it was like a new family that had two kids, and those are all kids under 6, and really turned into like 3 people like me to go talk to them. I'm like, no, that's not, it's not. I was like, hey, for my.
No, but for those people who had concerns, they can contact the
Or they can get their asses up and talk to those people themselves.
they can also do that.
I just want to make sure, because at some point I'm like, hey, I can't do that. You need to- And that's been ours. So you can do this. And look, I honestly do not mind. I knew when I signed up for this. And someone, a lot of this is being a liaison between people at the dog park and these meetings to do that. I don't think I'm gonna ever wear like a celebration badge and start yelling at people because they have a tip with something or whatever.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It'd be funny, but he shouldn't.
It's the minimum. We should have our own reserve. We should allocate some funds to that in the budget.
Just to rub Paul's face. Do you think he goes back and reads the minutes after? Now?
I gotta see how he's doing. I haven't talked to him since.
He's not still in town, is he? I thought they moved out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think they're-
He's in Lake Nona. It's same.
I was gonna say, that's not like,
No, it's.
So John, so what I usually just tell people, listen, just if there's an issue, always contact town hall at Sermo. If they try and call town hall, if it's not an emergency, what my department, a lot of times we are out in the field already, so I may not be able to rush over there to see what's going on. So, no. So, yeah, so if he comes up, call someone, yeah. Yeah.
No, so let me put it out there. I'll have a pickleball and,
Okay.
future stuff and what else?
Okay. So pickleball.
that's a 4-letter word in this town. Pickleball.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you, so they moved around and added some dirt to the field behind, to me, it's just like.
So you mean the lot to the next door?
And so like, to me, it does not mean pickleball, but everyone's feeling like it's pickleball, so.
You know what that would be a great space for is a dog washing business.
Yes. Yeah.
We talking about the. It's right.
No, I looked at getting the, I wanted to open a car wash next to where the Wawa supposedly coming, right there's. one.
Next to
Oh,
the,
that's
next to
never-
the
yeah,
7-Eleven?
And, I think one where it's celebrations,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like downtown New York, and you want like $1 million per square foot, yeah. It's,
What if you go directly across 192? Cause that's at least.
Because I was like, it's, we don't, I mean, it's separate, side, but that's the only space really in celebration for businesses that have like a area, and really just it's too expensive to do anything. I'm surprised. Actually, I think some of the ones in celebration, Point, I think, with the retail shop, right?
Forgot Lane, yeah, but that was not gonna,
Some chickens is not far behind. I don't think I've ever seen 2 cars there.
I love Slim Chickens too.
Have you ever Raising Cane's?
Yeah, I've had them, but it's never,
It
it's
would
never,
be popping.
I don't think they're any better than,
I love
Fried
it.
chicken.
I would kill for a fresh kitchen. Would love a fresh
I
kitchen.
would never eat that. I don't eat, like, that's too healthy for me. That's too far. I don't like vegetables, so.
A cava, I would lose my mind if we could get a cava.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
bring
what?
back sweet tomatoes.
Sweet, yes.
It's coming back.
I would eat it
Is
as
it
sweet
really?
tomatoes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't give me false hope here now.
Okay, it was Arby's.
Arby's and players, I was crying. I got money left.
Okay,
It was so nice to know what was over there.
okay, but that's because it's Arby's.
True.
I mean,
They have
Well,
others,
that's
but
they got the meat.
Like the ones in New York, like.
Like putting a Taco Bell there.
So I was in this beautiful Arby's, I'm like, no one's ever there, it was open for like 10 years, I'm like, oh, this got money left very fast, like, no one's.
For sure.
100%.
I don't know what money they're.
Okay,
You're next. I'm gonna ask you for your opinion. Wait, so that was it. So
That's it.
pickleball
Yeah.
and
We
the.
have several recommendations for the town at large, clearly, but
so my recommendation for that is gonna be a way to hurt these cats so that we can stay on topic.
ADHD 1, ADHD 2, good luck.
Undiagnosed ADHD 3 over here.
So, Jill, what would you like to have added to the agenda? If you
On
don't
the
have anything.
agenda. I don't have anything
Okay.
specifically because we already have the stuff I already
Sounds
want to talk about.
Okay, and then Katie?
I'm good.
We have my
Unless you
conversation.
want to talk more about food.
Or what, everybody?
Hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
I think Nikki wants to talk.
Hey, Nikki.
She raised her
Yeah,
hand
can
and she
you
texted
guys-
me.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Jen.
yes, ma'am.
All right, so just to be clear for the record, because I know you all mentioned pickleball. We just can't call it pickleball. It's basically a multi-purpose court. It will be placed on lot B. B as in boy is right next to the dog park. And as of right now, they're looking at pickleball courts, a basketball court, and I believe it's like cornhole. And there's some additional like game that will be over there, but it's not just pickleball. I just want to state that for the record.
So, so then, so hang on a second, because I have a question for you about that, Nikki.
Mhm.
Is there room in the budget for the building of those courts to put up some sort of sound barrier, something or other
And a visual.
between, yes, between, well, sound and visual will be the same. I mean, if there's a barrier, you're not gonna be able to see it.
Consensus, but okay.
Either way, I can't with that right now. Either way, is there room in the pickleball, in the multi-purpose
Between-
court project to put up something between lot B and the dog park? Because that was our biggest, one of our biggest issues as a dog park person before, when they were trying to shove that thing through, is that the amount of noise and distractions and issues it will cause for the dog park itself is, it's gonna cause an issue. So we should,
Dogs are gonna do nothing other than,
other than hang out at that, at that fence.
and then what's the plan if like a ball gets lobbed into the park? Like,
Look at this, as a
Right,
community
I-
member, I thought that was dead, I thought that was raised, people opposed it and.
No. What was shot down was an exclusive 16 court pickleball exclusive facility that somebody wanted to run a business off of, was trying to shove through. That was like,
Right. That
so it's
that was
not, no
the
longer going to be a
discussion.
program.
That was the discussion, I want to say, a year or two ago, and that discussion got shut down
yes.
after the town kind of spoke up and said, we don't want this. Now it did get revisited. I just want you all to be aware of it. It's been discussed with the master plan advisory committee. I did attend one of the meetings with Lauren. I did see what they were planning on doing. I didn't see a barrier, to be honest with you, Jill, but I know that they were trying to look at like a storage unit as well as restrooms. So the good news is there would be restrooms for dog park as well, that can utilize that amenity. As far as a wall, I didn't see that on the drawings, to be honest with you.
What about additional?
That's something I could further reach out with.
That would have to be parking would have to be part of it too, which I think was in the original.
They did have parking on the drawings. So it
So-
did show parking. This is not officially approved. This is just,
Right.
they're discussing and just trying to figure out how much this would cost.
So when is this part of the master plan advisory committee stuff?
I know that I believe they're still talking about this. Yes.
So I guess my question is, what committee is meeting on it? And when is their next meeting so that one of us can attend to talk to specifically the barrier concept between the dog park and Lot B? I don't care what they put on Lot B, as long as there's a big enough sound and visual barrier so that the dogs don't just hang out at the fence all day long. Cause that's
Right.
exactly what would happen.
But let me follow up with you on that, Jill. I just want to
Okay.
confirm their next meeting. And then that way
Okay.
I'll send you all an email so you're aware of this.
Because I remember from the
Thanks, Nikki.
whole 16
Yeah, no
court
problem.
thing, there was a lot of discussion that was gonna eat into some of the dog park. See, it's not a big space back there. How are you gonna fit pickleball, all this stuff in a basketball court?
Well, it's multi-purpose, right? So the lines won't be like,
No, is from what you've seen with the plan so far, does that spill into the dog park any?
It didn't look like it was going into the dog park, no. No, that's why they condensed like the courts. It looked like there was 4 pickleball courts. It's like a half court, I want to say, for basketball, I thought. It was mentioned about cornhole, and it was like 4 corners or whatnot. But again, that was just one of the plans, but it did not look like it expanded into the dog park. There was no discussion on that.
there will be an uprising, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
If people try to, if plans are made to reduce the size of the dog.
No,
park.
no, wait. For the record,
I
that's not
know,
happening.
I
I don't start, that's what started that rumor. That's not happening. There's no plans to rip off a fence and make it
Right.
smaller. That's what a rumor was years ago. That's not happening.
Right, and so that's why
Wanna
I'm
make
just
sure
saying,
that's-
like,
That's not happening.
What is the plan for parking? Because we're already limited on dog park parking, especially at that 4 o'clock hour.
And it's not
Yeah, so
like-
you know how the parking, what the parking lot looks like specifically at the dog park? It will
Mhm.
look identical to that, if not smaller spaces in front of lot B.
so fewer parking.
So
So more.
not enough parking for the courts and not enough parking for the dog park overall then? Is what I'm hearing.
That's as of right now per the drawings, that they're gonna have parking spaces out in front of lot B. I did not get the exact number of parking spots. This was just the first phase of this conversation.
I think it's worth noting that the number of parking spaces they put in for this should match the maximum occupancy of each court. So like if you can have 4 people on a court, there should be four parking spaces.
So,
How many parking spaces do we have now for the dog park? Do you know?
well, yeah, but is it ours or do we share it with the library?
We work in the library a lot sometimes.
Yeah, the-
Libraries
Okay.
are,
Yeah.
but some of it spills over.
Okay.
Also, they took some of the dog park spots for the electric vehicles,
Mm.
charging as well. So we lost 4?
And we have 2 handicap spaces that are used by maybe one family now, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's a requirement per.
It is,
X
yeah,
number.
I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah, I would be-
that's not part of the count.
I would be in favor of removing some of the shrub areas, just doing like the golf cart parking.
Mhm.
Because we have a ton of those that just take us, but it's separate.
But it doesn't matter because people will park regular cars in enough spots anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
We do like
I-
the smaller, you can do the narrower, yeah.
if you can squish a car in there, somebody's gonna squish a car in there. So anyway, if Nikki, you could let us know specifically when that next meeting is, because I would, yes, they're in the planning stages, but I would like to bring forth the concerns of the dog park committee to having that space right next to us. So I guess you do have a thing to add.
Yeah, not a problem, Joe. I'll follow up with you via email by the end of the week.
Awesome. Thanks, Nikki.
Moving on, dog park update.
That's usually maintenance.
Yeah, so I'm just reading. Yeah, all right, so basically, all right, so, if you guys are already aware, the far gate that's over by CDD is now fixed, so no issues there. Go ahead.
That they dug up the entire side with like cement chunks and all sorts of stuff on the fence that runs along the street side. I mean, it looks like some 9-year-old is displaying their rock collection. It's ridiculous.
So they left, okay.
They didn't clean up their.
Oh, I thought you had pictures of it. Okay, so they didn't clean up the mess. Okay.
And it looks like, again, looks like a 9-year-old is like showcasing their rock collection. It's ridiculous.
It's a- What authenticity do we have here? with that?
No, seriously, I asked.
But,
Cause it also needs like whatever the mulch is too, cause it's just like dirt and then whatever rocks they dug up on.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta do a walkthrough. So check it out. Okay.
It's not like, it's not impacting what we're doing there at this point. Like, it's not like the grass issue, but it
Yeah.
just looks stupid.
It just left, they left, okay.
It doesn't match the celebration aesthetic.
Or any aesthetic.
Well, we were bougie, so I was trying to like,
something.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so the gate, yeah, and then the next thing is the hydrant, so maintenance team has been working on the hydrants, the misters, right? It does miss, but it doesn't miss long enough, so they're just working on that, so to give you a heads up. So if you hear anybody talk about the hydrants, it's no longer doing like the hose, it's
Okay.
now misting.
I've never seen anyone even. I thought there was display. Or, but I've never seen anyone like, I always thought it was just like, oh, yeah, like a fire hydrant. So like a fire hydrant.
what else we got maintenance wise?
And that is it, that is it.
Cool.
Then upcoming dog park meeting December 9th.
Is it our normal, like,
It'll be 5:30 to 7,
on a Tuesday?
unless it.
That's the second Tuesday. I thought we were doing third. Maybe,
It's wherever I can get the location. That's, I'm trying to
Got
do a
it.
reoccurring thing for us so that we will be able to do ahead of time. Okay, this is the time. But if it changes, I'll let you know. And if we could pick a different spot.
okay, so
But wait,
I mean,
There's usually a phone number attached to a Teams invite that you could just
call,
call in.
I suppose if I really have to.
so we'll do.
I always can't, I can't have the time here all day.
Starbucks and we can use my Mac. And,
I can't get Teams to work on my Mac, so
is, yeah.
Oh, wait, this one's in person unless you want to do like
That's
Anthony.
fine.
I
5:30
mean,
to
to be fair, you
7.
can also use Teams on the web browser. You don't have to have the app.
And it's still Microsoft. My laptop doesn't like it.
I
That's,
feel like Teams and Zoom's the unofficial mascots to go with them.
Zoom is fine. It's just this Microsoft crap.
It might be just, I will be on a Zoom meeting and have to update to get in the meeting, the software.
Oh, yeah.
An hour Later.
It's never helpful.
Oh, I haven't updated my Zoom in months.
I will say, like, to Jill's point, Teams is known to eat the processing power. Like, over time, it eats away
I
at,
think it's intentional.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they designed it that
Like,
way.
my laptop.
Where are we meeting?
It'll be Island Village.
Okay.
Here right now. Yeah, Island Village.
All right, so December 9th may or may not be virtual. Anything else? We can adjourn the meeting.
I will motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.